and the only revelation of God to mankind. Finally, another fascinating saying revealing Jesus' sense of being God's unique Son is his saying concerning the date of his return. He said, "But of that day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father." It's highly improbable that this saying is the product of later Christian theology because it ascribes ignorance to Jesus. The criterion of embarrassment therefore requires the authenticity of this saying. But here, once more, we see Jesus' consciousness of being God's unique Son. And not only that, the saying also presents us with an ascending scale from men to the angels to the Son to the Father, a scale on which Jesus transcends every human being and even every angelic being. This is really incredible stuff. Yet this is what the historical Jesus believed. C.S. Lewis was right when he said, "A man who was merely a man and said the sort of things Jesus said would either be a lunatic on the level of the man who says he is a poached egg, or else he would be the devil of hell. You must make your choice. You can shut him up for a fool, you can spit at him and kill him as a demon, or you can fall at his feet and call him Lord and God. But let us not come with any patronizing nonsense about his being a great human teacher. He has not left that open to us." End quote. Number 2, Jesus' trial and crucifixion. According to the Gospels, Jesus was condemned by the Jewish high court on charges of blasphemy and then delivered over to the Romans for execution for treason for claiming to be king of the Jews. Not only are these facts confirmed by independent biblical sources like Paul and the Acts of the Apostles, but they are also confirmed by extra-biblical sources. From the Jewish historian Josephus and the Syrian writer Marabar Serapion, we learn that the Jewish leaders made a formal accusation against Jesus and participated in events leading up to his crucifixion. From the Babylonian Talmud, Sanhedrin 43a, we learn that Jewish involvement in the trial was explained as a proper undertaking against a heretic. And from Josephus and the Roman historian Tacitus, we learn that Jesus was crucified by Roman authority under the sentence of Pontius Pilate. According to L.T. Johnson, a New Testament historian from Emory University, the support for the mode of his death, its agents, and perhaps its co-agents, is overwhelming. Jesus faced a trial before his death, was condemned, and executed by crucifixion. Perhaps the single most egregious historical error found in the Quran is its claim that Jesus of Nazareth was not, in fact, crucified. Not only is there not a single shred of historical evidence in favor of this remarkable hypothesis, but the evidence supporting Jesus' crucifixion is, as Johnson says, overwhelming. Those of us here tonight who are Muslims need to understand that no one who is not already a Muslim believes that the historical Jesus was not crucified. The crucifixion of Jesus is recognized even by the skeptical critics in the Jesus Seminar as, to quote Robert Funk, one indisputable fact. Indeed, Paula Fredrickson, whose book From Jesus to Christ inspired the television series by that name, declares roundly the crucifixion is the strongest single fact we have about Jesus. Number 3, Jesus' resurrection. What happened to Jesus after his crucifixion? On the basis of the criteria of authenticity, the majority of scholars who have written on this subject agree that 4 things happened. Number 1, Jesus' corpse was interred in a tomb by a member of the Jewish Sanhedrin named Joseph of Arimathea. As John A.T. Robinson of Cambridge University states, the burial of Jesus in the tomb is one of the earliest and best attested facts about Jesus. 2, Jesus' tomb was then found empty by a group of his women followers on the Sunday morning after the crucifixion. Even so hostile a critic as Bart Ehrman recognizes that we have, in his words, solid traditions, not only for Jesus' burial, but also for the women's discovery of the empty tomb, and therefore, he says, we can conclude with some certainty that Jesus was in fact buried by Joseph of Arimathea in a tomb, and that 3 days later, that tomb was found empty. Number 3, various individuals and groups of people on multiple occasions and under different circumstances saw appearances of Jesus alive after his death. This fact is universally acknowledged by New Testament scholars. Even the skeptical German New Testament critic Gerd Ludemann admits, and I quote, "It may be taken as historically certain that Peter and the disciples had experiences after Jesus' death in which Jesus appeared to them as the risen Christ." These appearances were witnessed not only by believers, but also by unbelievers, skeptics, and even enemies. And finally, number 4, the original disciples suddenly and sincerely came to believe that Jesus was risen from the dead despite every predisposition to